Good evening and welcome to Centel Spotlight. I'm your host, Dan Hogan, and tonight we're on the scene at the Winter Haven Convention Center Theater for the Women's Guild's Salute to Local Talent, put on by the local community theater. It promises to be a pretty exciting event with a lot of interesting acts. Tonight's actual master of ceremonies for the show itself will be Randy Jeffrey, and the show is being directed by Dot Fisher. So sit back, relax, and enjoy a salute to local talent. For many years now, Winter Haven has had a very successful community theater program. But this is the first year that the Women's Guild of the Theater has presented a talent show. The show featured an exciting array of dancers, comedians, musicians, singers, and even an up-and-coming magician. Many of the performers have appeared in Winter Haven Community Theater productions, but the Salute to Local Talent gave them a chance to showcase their individual talents.
Yes, in December we held our preliminary auditions and drew a great deal of our talent from those auditions. In addition, we did invite certain people that we knew to be very special talents, and that's what our show was, a salute to local talent. And so we were just real thrilled with the response and the support that the community gave us. It's sort of the community's way of saying thank you to the theater for all you've done for us.
We asked Women's Guild member Cherie Johnson how much time was actually involved in putting on a show like this.
Say approximately 150 to 200 hours to put the show together tonight, of everyone working together, yeah.
And how many people were behind the scenes? I know we saw so many people on stage, but if you were to guesstimate how many people were involved behind the scenes, what figure would you put on that?
I'd say probably 50 members in the Guild were involved putting together the talent show, plus all the ones that were actually in the acts.
And this is the first year for this particular production, is that correct?
This is the first year for the Winter Haven Community Theater Guild.
The Salute to Local Talent featured two local professional men who did an unusual comedy act involving two men from different walks of life meeting each other for the first time at world-famous Cypress Gardens.
I am a physician.
Now, just out of curiosity, when people come into your office, are you dressed similar to this or quite a bit differently?
Quite a bit similar to this. No, I am dressed in a white coat.
Dressed in a white coat, as are perhaps some of the people surrounding him. All right, let me talk to this gentleman over here. I understand this is an actual local attorney by the name of Jim Joyner, is that right?
Correct.
Now, I think you probably dress pretty much the same whether it's here or there, is that correct?
No, I dress pretty much like that around the office.
An honest man, an honest professional man here on the stage at the Winter Haven Community Theater. Salute to local talent.
Kind of reminds me of the lawyer named Strange who died, and over his on his tombstone they put a epitaph that said, "Here lies an honest lawyer," and everybody would go by and look at it and say, "That's strange."
And there you have it. Now, if I may, before the doctor passes away himself here, out of remorse for what he just heard his partner say on television before all of you fine viewers, how did you two start all of this?
Well, it was several years ago, and we were both in Rotary Club, and Jim said, "Do you want to put on a show for Rotary?" And I said, "Yes." But I didn't know that he wanted me to be a beauty queen. The worst thing about it is that I did it.
Okay, and is there any truth to what he just said, Jim?
Absolutely.
Now, are you both members of the Rotary today?
Yes, Cypress Gardens Rotary Club, and we're proud of it.
And where does the Rotary meet?
We meet at the Quality Inn at Cypress Gardens on Wednesday mornings at 7:30.
Okay, I noticed some other Rotary group meets at Sambo's at 7:20 in the morning on Tuesday. You're not affiliated with that group?
We try not to talk about that group, but yes, they do.
And it's a shame, because I always wanted to ask somebody from that group why they chose 7:20. You wouldn't have any idea about that, would you?
Well, I think that they're doing it in chronological order, and so they came ahead of us.
Can you tell me about some of the equipment you're wearing here?
Yes. I have here my Petrie Racer. That is a Japanese camera from Taiwan. and I bought it when I was in Vietnam, and it didn't make the trip. I have here a very nice set of binoculars that I take to Cypress Gardens when I really go to sea, because sometimes I like to see, you know, the sidewalk or the lake. So these are good. They're close-up binoculars.
Can you, excuse me there,
Yes.
Doctor, and can you tell us, Jim, about some of the equipment you're wearing this evening?
Well, I'm wearing my famous club tie and my button-down shirt, my three-piece suit, and my preppy wingtip loafers.
Okay, now I'm going to come around in the middle of you. This may mess up the crew, but I want to check on something here. If you'll both turn around and look at this, when I got this shirt for Christmas, it had this little gold thing. Do you think I'm wearing it right or not?
Definitely not.
Uh-huh.
No, it doesn't go that way.
Nelson, it ought to be somewhere right around.
I'm a surgeon, but I don't know where to put that.
Uh-huh.
You want me to show you? Lawyers always know where to put things.
Don't show me where to put it, please. Thank you.
And thank you. And this is just a taste of what you can expect from your local attorneys and physicians, ladies and gentlemen. Now here's a real beauty queen. We have the pleasure of speaking with Beth Scott, former Miss Winter Haven. What year did you hold that title, Beth?
It was 1982. They skipped the 83 pageant, so I'm the immediate past Miss Winter Haven.
And how old are you?
I'm 24.
And where are you working now?
Well, I'm working for an ABC affiliate, a television station in Gainesville, Channel 20.
And what do you do for them?
I'm recording sports and helping produce the news.
And what did you do tonight? Which act were you?
Well, I was the opening act right after intermission. I played the piano Prisoner of Love, which was a Liberace arrangement, and then I sang Desperado.
And what do you plan to do in the future? Continue with a broadcasting career, perhaps?
That's what I want to do. I would like to eventually anchor at the local level or perhaps specialized report for a network.
And let me ask you this. During the time you've worked for the ABC affiliate in Gainesville, Florida, have you covered any unusual stories?
Well, nothing really unusual. One thing interesting, I think, just a couple of days ago, I interviewed someone from Winter Haven, Brad Dantzler. He's one of the best baseball players we have at the University of Florida right now, and I did have a chance to interview him for a sports story.
In the audience was Winter Haven News Chief critic Brad Behan. We asked Brad what he especially liked about the evening's entertainment.
Well, I liked Rocky Ray, the comedy, the stand-up comedian. I always liked Rocky. His humor is very earthy and goes over very well. And I also liked the musical act, the last part of it. The singers, Bob Berry and Carolyn Hatch, Allison Fisher and Scott Leonard, they were great. That is really a class act. I'm sure that people got their money's worth for that alone.
And let me ask you this. How long have you been with the Winter Haven News Chief?
14 years this month.
Well, I always enjoy reading your material, and I'm sure a lot of our viewers also catch you, and you're in focus every Friday with something interesting, and thank you for chatting with us here, Brad. We appreciate it.
Thank you.